Hello and welcome to Creators Like Us, where I speak to creators of colour around their businesses, their journeys, their highs, their lows and the in-betweens, and all things that make them unique and who they are. Welcome. My name is Angela Lyons, and I'm a graphic designer, and I'm your host of Creators Like Us. And if you've listened to the first season, you'll find out that I've been talking to guests around their businesses, around their journeys, how they started, what their catalyst connections were, who inspired them, and where they are now and their plans for the future. So welcome. And I want to continue with those episodes. We're having guests, and I'm really looking forward to having those guests on the show, and I've got them already lined up. But whilst I'm doing the podcast and in the first season, I decided that I would have some solo episodes. So you might have listened to them and heard that I'm doing that already. But I want to jump on here and let you know that the reason I'm doing those episodes is that I also want to help people. I also think it's good to hear another perspective, and it's just my perspective. After I've heard the guests, I will see if anything inspires me or maybe want to lead on from what they've talked about. And so I hope you'll join me on those episodes. But don't worry, I still have some awesome guests on the show. In between my awesome guests, I've also planned episodes around what they have spoken about and how it can possibly help you in your creative business. It's funny, this week I've been interviewed on a podcast around creativity and creative insights and what creativity means to me. And it just kept on breaking it down. We both kept on breaking it down to the word create and what creative means, the actual word. And to create is to bring it into being. And the podcast interviewer actually asked me if I had any creative outlets. And whilst I like the traditional routes of being creative, I used to do it years ago. I used to draw, I used to go to art classes, painting, whatever. Obviously, we don't have a lot of time for that, especially if you're running your own business. And I loved it when I was at college and I was doing ceramics. And I used to love all that was around being creative with my hands and my mind. And it's one of those things where over the years, you're very grateful to have those creative outlets, but there's not enough time in the day to do those things. So whilst I'm grateful that I have a job that I'm creative in, I can still be creative in my job. But the things that bring me pressure at the moment is this podcast. And so this is my creative outlet. So I'd hope you enjoy it. And maybe, yes, I'll get to that art class soon. But I do doodle during the day. And obviously I do my sketches when I'm working out things. So I'll try and keep that up. And I will keep that up because obviously that's part of my job and my day to day. So thank you for thank you for being here. And it's funny, a lot of people also think that the word creativity, they say, oh, I'm not creative. I haven't got a creative bone in my body. But you know what? No matter what profession you're in, you do have some form of creativity. You are bringing something into being, and everybody's got something creative in them. Even if you're walking down the street and you see something, you think, oh my gosh, that's so cool. That is also being part of creative. From even when you're using your creative eye, you have thoughts on that. You could write it down somewhere. You can be a writer and be creative. You could see something around architecture and think, oh my gosh, whoever did that, I need to go and find that out. That is creative too. So again, whilst it's not in the traditional sense where people picking up a paintbrush and starting to paint and saying that that's creative, I also truly believe that everyone is creative. This is my creative outlet, and thank you for being with me. I'm not keeping much longer. As I said, this is going to be an intro podcast episode and let you know what's coming up next. And this does lead me into around being creative and what people are saying that what creativity means to them. I also think that if you're running a business, you have to be creative, whether that's what you do or your daily outputs in your marketing or the people you speak with or the processes you have or the tools you have. That's all being part of a business owner and being creative with what you've got around you. So this also leads me nicely into Creatives Like Us event. Creatives Like Us is on the 16th of October, 2025, and it's hosted by myself, Aya Abbas and Vanessa Bello. And you can find more about it on Eventbrite. I'll leave the link in the show notes, and we'd love you to join us. It's for Black, brown creatives who are in business or freelancers. And if you search for the words Creatives Like Us on Eventbrite, you'll find more information and how you can get tickets and join us. And we'd love to have you. We've had 2 events already this year. So this is our final event of the year. So if you can make it, it's in London on the 16th of October. Do come and join us. So as we're coming up to the end of Q4, we thought this will be tying nicely with a theme that we see a lot of business owners have, which is to work around themselves. And the themes are the 3 R's: reflect, refine, and reimagine. So that's reflect, refine, and reimagine. And we'll go through those processes with our Hive masterminds, and with you working in your groups in your business and also collectively together. We're a community where we support each other. And it'd be lovely to have you there. As I said, tickets are still available. So before I go, I have a massive congratulations to give out, and that is to Heather Pownell. She has helped me so many ways on this podcast and helped me setting up from the beginning and working out what to do, how to do it. And she's been an amazing, awesome person, human being in my life. So I have to give big thanks to Heather. Another reason why I have to give big thanks to her is that she won the Digital Woman Awards of Entrepreneur of the Year. So happy for her. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. And she totally deserves this. And I actually just met her this evening just to say a quick hi, give her a quick hug because she was in London for today. She lives in Scotland. And she's so awesome. And she's helped me so many ways of getting this podcast out there and sharing it. So thank you, Heather. And congratulations again. You totally deserve it. I'll end on a final note. A little bit of housekeeping for me. I'll still release the episodes on a Thursday. Now they're going to be weekly. And I thank you so much for being here. I can't wait to see what happens with the podcast and where it goes and what journey we're going to take. Let's see what happens, yeah? Going to try and continue with them. I hope you enjoy them. If there's anything you'd like to hear or any guests that you'd like to hear on the podcast, or if there's any points that you hear throughout the podcast episodes that you think, oh, I could have talked about that, send them over to me. I'm always happy to chat. Send me an email. I'll leave my email address in the show notes, so please do contact me. So have a good one and keep being creatives like us. Bye.